Hey there, Johnny Daniel, your Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. Hey, if you've been wondering where I am, yeah, I've been fighting the cold that's been going around, at least up here in the desert, so, oh well. Alright, so in the mini holiday catalog on page 40, 41, and a little bit on 39, the Autumn Toile Suite I've been playing with. So I thought I'd show you what I was making, and I also thought I'd show you how to create a combination of what I'm doing. You'll understand in a minute. So this is some of the stuff I've already been doing. This is the layer of the die cut of the tree in, let's see, what's it called? Autumn Trees. So this is the earthen metallic on the bottom. This is Cajun Craze for the trunk. And then the changing leaves is pumpkin pie with the metallic of the deer on the bottom. And then I've got the cutout of the leaves, which just a simple thanks. That's from Amber Autumn. And then I've got the same cutout of leaves, but with a different plate. I'll show you in a minute. So it almost comes out embossed. And then last but not least, I've got an embossed with clear tree that we're going to do out of the autumn trees. So I'm going to show you how to do this embossing and this tree, and hopefully that helps you and lets you know how pretty this is, right? So for this, I have thick white basic cardstock, basic white cardstock. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 to be exact. Okay, then I have pumpkin pie cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Then I have the earthen metallics cut at 5 by 3 3/4, and then I just have a scrap piece of basic white, and that is cut at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, but honestly, it just has to be bigger than your tree, okay? It's just that simple. So, first we are going to get our tree done, and then we're gonna die cut rather, sorry. So, all right, so let me make some room here. I need my tree, I need my Versamark, I need my clear embossing powder. Let me get more of this put into the bottle instead of the tray, because I'm gonna need a bunch of it. All right, so first and foremost, when you have a really big stamp, put your ink to the stamp instead of your stamp to the ink so you know where it has hit. Okay, then I'm just going to smash this onto here, and it's going to be clear, so it's going to be really hard to see, so you want to make sure, hopefully you see a little bit of that, but you'll see more of it in a minute. All right, let's see what we got here. So you see more of it. Let's see if I have more on the top. I think I'm good. All right, hit that a couple times, get rid of my excess. This is where you really want to have good lighting so you can figure out where your heat tool is hitting and not hitting. So you're just going to heat this up. This is clear embossing powder on white, so yes, hard to see, but you will see that it changes from a matte to a shiny and pretty much disappears, so you will know when it's done. And then we're going to use our blender brushes, some of the minis, some of the regular sizes. If you don't have the minis, use the big ones. If you don't have the big ones, use the minis. If you don't have either, use daubers. If you don't have that, use your finger. Beyond that, I don't know. If you don't have fingers, you're doomed. So I'm just getting this nice and heated. And then let it cool for just a half a second. So I will put my lid on my Versamark over here. I know it's out of camera, but you know how to put a lid on things. All right, so I've cut this a little bit bigger so I can loosely color. So this is pecan pie that I've got. This is going to be my trunk. And you'll see it come to life, as it were. All right, so I'm doing this very loosely. Why am I doing it loosely? Because when I get the embossing powder off of here, when I am done, I'm just going to cut it out anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's a mess. I love these kind of projects. All right, so now we're going to start layering our leaves. You're going to see my tree starting to come out. And I love how it looks with the actual pounce, which is what you normally don't want, right? But I think it's really cool. So I am putting more, I call them pounce marks, the circles. I'm putting those on here to get more going on. So that was pumpkin pie. Now we're dipping into Cajun Craze. I always hold way up on my handle to let my handle do the work. Instead of me pushing as hard, my handle does it. Kind of cool, right? So we're gonna, doesn't matter if I go outside the lines. Okay. So we can always add more. And then I'm doing this with cherry cobbler. Look how pretty that is, right? I think I'm gonna add more brown for my trunk, except I closed it, of course, because I thought I was done. So we're just gonna put some more brown in there. If you want a darker brown, hey, guess what? Do a darker brown. But I'm pretty happy with this. So we're just gonna make sure those lines show up, and then just a little bit of the brown on the bottom for my branches. I think I'm set with that now. So let's see, what other colors do I need to still add? I want a little bit of brightness down here at the bottom. Okay, and let's see. I'm just gonna keep adding till I'm happy. I think that's about what I'm gonna be happy with, but let's see. That's a little bit too much orange now for me, or red down there. So we're gonna add a little touch of, and I think that's it. So I'm gonna close all my inks, and then we're gonna die cut some. And I'm going to show you how to do this embossed background so it doesn't cut out. All right, so, okay, all my inks are cleaned up. Yahoo. All right, let me grab my cut and embossing machine. All right, move this out of the way. I end up with a pile around me after I'm done. It's kind of funny. So, all right, so I'm getting ready to cut this tree out. So we're gonna put this here. We're gonna line this up as best we can. I'm gonna move it back some so I can get that platform in there. Okay, now, all right. Now we've got my tree going. Okay. And all that can go to the side, except for the tree, of course. All right. Look how pretty that looks. If you wanted to add some green to it, you can do that. So, all right, but I'm gonna show you how to do this embossed part. So normally, if you do the correct plates, you're gonna get the cutout, correct? So I'm gonna teach you how to do this embossed part. So, platform-wise, all right, so thin dies, normally it would be 1, 2, and 3, and 3. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 3. But we're gonna do this a tiny bit different. Gee, go figure. We're gonna leave this one out. That's number 2. We're gonna do 3 on the bottom. Okay, then we're gonna do our die and our paper. Now, normally, if you put 3 on the top, this is just gonna spin through because we don't have the adapter. But our specialty plate is just a smidge thicker, which means, guess what? We're gonna get just the embossing and no cut through. It's just perfect for this, okay? So we've got that, no marks on there. And then we've got this, let me move. All right, so no cut throughs. And then, is that pretty? So again, we have thick basic white. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We've got our pumpkin pie. This is 5 1/4 by 4. I just did some Stampin' Seal to glue it down. Then I've got our embossed guy. This is 5 by 3 3/4. Now, because this is metallic means you cannot use the seal on anything you're gluing to this. So I'm actually going to use my dimensionals, but you can also use glue dots. I think the white glue as well. But just wanted to let you know that's why I chose what I did. So we've got 1, 2, 3. I want one more there. Might as well go crazy, right? So we're gonna peel these back. Now, if you want to put words, if you want to put ribbon, if you want to do anything, you're more than welcome to. But for me, this is busy enough without. So there is my card embossed. So it's a take on this cutout, but embossed like this, and then done like this. I really like it. I don't know about you. And then this is the tree with all the cutouts. So I hope you enjoy. And if you have any questions, let me know. In the caption, I will have the link to order this set, this suite rather. And thanks again. Follow me for more. StampinWithJonnie.com.